Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela Web Dev. In the previous video, we have seen how to create the container using the command docker container run. And also we have seen one of the parameter that is nothing but -d, which is a detach mode. And also we have seen how to start the container, how to stop the container, how to restart the container. So these are all different concepts we have seen it. Now in this video what we will try to do is we will see some more other parameters for the Docker container. Now if you try to see the Docker container run --help, if you try to type the command Docker container --help, you will be able to see these are all the different types of options that are available. And here -a is an attached mode. So -c means CPU, -d we have seen detached mode, and -i interactive mode. So like this label mode, -m, -p. So these are all the different options we are able to see. So now let's try to create the container with some more options. Okay. So now before that, so how to remove a container? So if you try to see the container docker container ps. So if you try to see here, so we doesn't have any containers. But we know that one container has been stopped. In our previous video we have created a Nginx container. So in order to see that container whether existing or not, so you can do it like this. And now we are able to see the Nginx container. Now if you want to remove this container, first of all you need to know we need to stop the container, then only we need to delete the container. For example, let's say that I will restart that container. Docker container start and the name. So now the docker the container has been started. So now for checking that one, docker container ps, now you'll be able to see that it has been up in 7 seconds ago. Now if I want to remove this container, docker container rm and the container name. If you try to take this, or otherwise if you try to take this container id and if you try to do it and press enter, and here it will tell that error response from the daemon, that is nothing but the docker daemon cannot remove the container tender napier. This is the container name. Why? Because why it cannot remove the container? Because the container is running. So in order to remove the container, first stop the container before or force remove it. Force remove means that is nothing but the same command we can give it using the -f option, but this is not the recommended one. So the recommended option is that is nothing but we need to stop the container, then only we need to delete it. For stopping the container, what is the command? So docker container stop, and you can give the container name. Now the docker container has been stopped, so you will be able to see that it has been exited with a status code of 0. So now it is safe for us to remove the container. So that is the command is nothing but, so this is the command. Now if I try to click, so now the docker container has been removed. Now if you try to check the options, so now nothing, no container is remaining. So that's it. So now what is the best approach? Whenever you want to remove the container, first you need to stop the container and then only you can remove the container. This is the best approach. So now that one is completed. Now what we need to do? So now we will create a container, new container with some more options. So let's try to create a container. I am creating a container docker container run, and I will run with a detached mode, and I want a terminal. Okay, so the terminal may be a shell terminal, whether it may be a bash or sh, whatever it may be, and it should be an interactive mode. And the name I need to give the name. So up to now, whenever we are trying to create a container, so the name has been given by the docker randomly. So something like tender, like that it has given it, right? But now I need to give a name for this one. So now I can give Nginx -demo. Okay, and I am giving the host name also. Host name means is nothing but the container for the container name. So this is called as a container name. So this is nothing but a metadata. So for the container reference you are giving it, but this is the actual server host name. So for example, let's say that this is our Ubuntu server, right? So this is for this one, the host name is Docker server. We have given it, right? In the same scenario, when we are trying to create a container and we are giving a host name for this one. So that is the thing. And name is a metadata, something like that. And this host name is an actual name of the container inside that one. So here I am giving Nginx server, and I will give the image name last. That's it. So we have some more options also. We'll try to give it, but I am trying to show you one by one. Now when I press enter for this one, automatically and it will start the container. So -t means it's a terminal mode, and whenever we log in, we can so by using this -t we can log in into the container and we can use the terminal. So interactive mode means it will allow us to execute the commands inside the container. So that is the reason. So now, so we are logged in. So now we need to verify that whether the host name has been created or not. So for example, let's say Docker container ps. If you try to see, so this is the container ID and this is the image from which image the container has been created, and it has been created 29 seconds ago, and the container is up since 27 seconds ago, and the default port it is taking is the 80. Why? Because so right now we have deleted the previous container, so that is the reason it is taking the 80. And the name for this one we have given it whatever the name we have given at the time of creation, the same name has been assigned to here, nginx-demo. So there is no randomly assigned name. So now whatever the name we have assigned, that name is applied to this container. Fine. Now we are able to see that the container name is been nginx-demo. So where is the host name? So how can I verify that host name has been applied or not? So in that scenario, what you need to do is, so you can also check the curl 172.17.0.2. So you will be able to see this one. So fine. Now let's verify the host name. So in order to verify the host name, Docker container inspect and the container name, so nginx-demo. So now here, so the same IP address has been assigned. Why? Because the previous container we have deleted that container, so that is the reason. So that IP address is free now. So that is the reason when the IP address is free, so whenever the container we are creating again, if this IP address is free means that IP address will be applied to here. If that container is not get deleted means then another IP address will be assigned to this one. As this one is a private IP address, we cannot access it from the outside. We can access it only in the virtual box. So that is one thing. And if you try to go to the top or somewhere, you will be able to see a host name. So the host name applied is the Nginx server which we have given at the time of the container creation. There is also another method which we can verify the container host name. That is nothing but we need to log in into the container. So in order to log in into the container, so we already have given a -t-i option, right? So so there will be a terminal available for the container, so we can log in into that container. So now in order to log in into that container, so in order to execute the container, we have so for this one also we have two commands. One is docker container exec and also docker container attach. So I will use the first one. So something like docker container exec, and I am giving -t-i. So I want to go into the terminal and I am giving nginx-demo, and the terminal I want to use is the bash. So when I click here, so here you will be able to see root@nginx server. So that means we are successfully logged into the container. And inside the container, if you want to check the IP address and all those things, means you can do IP-a. But here you are able to see that IP is command not found. So that means IP root 2 has not been installed. So why? Because I already told you, right, this is just a container. It doesn't have any Linux kernel or anything. So the Docker engine contains everything. The container just contains only what are the resources or what are the binaries or libraries needed to run the application only. So it doesn't have anything, something like IP. These all the things it is not present. But you need to understand that inside the container you can contact the external world. So that means internet will be available in the container so that you can contact the external world. So if I want to ping google.com, so if I try to check the google.com, so ping command, so why? Because ping is also not available. So the libraries and the packages will not be available inside the container. I can show you that we can connect to the internet by using the apt-get update. So this is the update command which we will run to update the packages, right? So here if you try to see, so here the packages all are getting downloaded from the Debian. It is not getting downloaded from the Ubuntu. Why? Because this container is created on the basis of the Debian. So the Debian is the basic thing. On the top of the Debian, Ubuntu server has been developed. So here the container is developed on the Debian. So that is the reason it is searching the packages from the Debian. So now here it has fetched successfully from the internet. So that means it is successfully able to connect to the external world. So now if I want to use this IPA, ping and all those things, means you can install the libraries or the packages whichever you want. So here I can use apt install -y. -y means I am giving yes to all the things. IP utils -ping and IP root 2. So if I try to press enter, automatically it will download from the internet. So IP ping and everything is getting downloaded. So like this you can install whatever the things you want inside the container. Now you can use the command IPA, and also you can also use the command what is that one, ping. So for example, let's say that I will use ping google.com. Okay, now see, you will be able to see that ping command is working. And also if I want to check Control X Control Z, yeah, and if I want to check the IP address for this one is IPA. Now here you will be able to see the IP address for this one, 172.17.0.2. You can also check in the cat/etc/host, so where the IP address will be assigned. So here you will be able to see 172.17.0.2 Nginx server has been assigned to it. So like this we can check it. So it can connect to the outside world. You need to remember that. But outside people you cannot communicate. From outside you cannot communicate it because it is a private address. So 172.17.0.2 is a private address. So that is the reason. So from outside you cannot communicate it. So now if you want to come out of the container, what you need to do is you need to type the exit command. So that's it. Or otherwise Control D you can press it. So automatically you will come out of this container. So now exit. So there are stopped jobs. So now what is this happening? So let's try to do the Control D. Yeah, exit. It has been exit. So now you can do the exit or Control D, whichever it mob you can use it. So now upon exiting of the container, so the status of this container will be still running. So don't think that the container will be stopped. So still the container will be running. Just we have logged into the container and we have installed some applications, some packages. So but the container will be still in the running state only. So if you want to check the status of this one, docker container ps. Now you can check the status of this one. Still it is up in 7 minutes ago. So that is one thing. So if you don't want to log in into the bash into the terminal and you want to run commands without logging into the container, means then also you can do it. Something like, for example, I want to check the IP address for this one, means so docker container exec -t -i, and you need to give the container name and you can run the command, whatever the command you want. So now then also without logging into the container, so it will give you the output. So like this also you can do it. So now if I want to delete the container, what I need to do? So as usual, you need to stop and remove it. Without stopping we can remove it, but it is not recommended, but we need to give an -f option. So now we will check the status for this one, docker container ps. So that is the thing. So now I will try to stop it, docker container stop nginx -demo. So it has been stopped. So now I can remove docker container rm nginx -demo. That's it. So now if I try to check docker container ps-a, so nothing, no containers are remaining. So this is how we can use the other options in the for the container creation. Hope you understood about this concept and the commands which I have used it. So if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.